Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Walker, go ahead, sir.
First of all, thank you, Mr. Judge and Commissioners and ladies. We're gathered here today with great anticipation about the direction of Limestone County. We are respectfully requesting the Commissioners Court to stop the issuance of permits for the sale of fireworks for the celebration of the Memorial Day period, which begins the Wednesday before the last Monday in May and ending at midnight on the last Monday of May, not just Memorial Day alone. We would like to see our county leaders do just that and lead, not follow in the footsteps of our neighboring counties who may choose to allow permits to be issued. For the sake of our fallen, our veterans, the families of veterans, and the message this sends to our children and grandchildren, we ask the court to please do not turn your backs on your constituents for the financial gains of the few. Values are not for sale. We wonder if there was any discussion on this matter when it was originally passed by the court back in either 2016 or 2017, or whether the additional dates for which fireworks could be sold kind of slipped into the Independence Day and New Year's periods. Two of our current commissioners have publicly stated they would not be in favor of the sale of fireworks for the celebration of the Memorial Day period. We also know that two of the newly elected commissioners stated they are not in favor of sale of fireworks for the Memorial Day period, which is just one of 8 holidays that fireworks may currently be sold. Now we hear one of the other commissioners is just fine with the sale of fireworks for Memorial Day period. We would like to remind him that many of his constituents who have family members that made the ultimate sacrifice for their country are very concerned about this issue. House Bill 412, relating to the sale of fireworks, if passed, will allow fireworks to be sold on at least 80 additional dates. That's right, 8 additional dates or holidays. And that will be 2 days before and 2 days after each day. The Memorial Day holiday period is the only time that the commissioners of the county can choose to not issue permits for fireworks to be sold. As of this year, fireworks may be sold on 3 additional holidays, including Labor Day period, the Juneteenth period, and the holiday known as Diwali, the Hindu festival of lights. By not allowing fireworks to be sold for the Memorial Day period, should not take food off of anyone's table. Also, please realize that the recent email from the state of Texas to our county judge was purposely sent as a reminder that each county can choose and allow permits to be issued or not for the Memorial Day period. This is the only period counties have a choice, and that option was included for this very reason. Thanks to the state of Texas for having the foresight to add paragraph H to the Texas Occupations Code, 2154.202. Maybe you should put the Memorial Day period issue on the ballot in November and allow we the people to decide. Thank you.
Thanks, Chairman. Thank you, sir. Jay Smith.
Thank you, Commissioner. Judge, I have 2 things. The first one, if I'm not allowed to sell fireworks on the Memorial Day weekend, I will lose money because my inventory will have to stay in my warehouse. This year especially, I need to sell fireworks on Memorial Day weekend to help pay for the product that I've already ordered for the July 4th holiday. My wife and I only have our Social Security and a small veteran's disability check for retirement. We are counting on our fireworks money to prepare for when we aren't physically able to do this anymore. Second, I did a Google search of Memorial Day fireworks and was amazed at how many results I got. People all over our country shoot fireworks during the Memorial Day weekend and on the Monday holiday itself. Many cities have a fireworks display Memorial Day evening as part of their concerts. Dallas, Texas is one of the largest. There's another one in particular I want to talk about. Colonel David Dodd is a 27-year Army Airborne combat veteran who is the executive director of an organization called Point 27. Its mission is to encourage and support active duty military and their families and Gold Star families. Point 27 works closely with another organization called TAPS. TAPS stands for Tragedy Assistance Program for Survivors. This organization works solely with Gold Star families to support them in any and every way they can. Colonel Dodd knows intimately the devastation experienced by Gold Star families. Excuse me. Here's what he had to say during the interview. My family's fondest memories of Memorial Day were during our 6 years in the 82nd Airborne Station at Fort Bragg, North Carolina. The division began the Memorial Day celebration the Monday before with a week of sports competitions, memorial services, and alumni events, culminating on Thursday with a division review and followed by a 4-day weekend holiday. On Memorial Day, Fort Bragg celebrated with a concert and a spectacular fireworks display. If Colonel Dodd and the 82nd Airborne thinks it's okay to have fireworks on Memorial Day, it can't be immoral, and I agree with them. So please don't change your mind about the Memorial Day fireworks in Limestone County. I believe your original decision to allow them was the right one. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay, Mary Turner.
Thank you, judges and commissioners, for letting me here. I'm the owner of Double Barrel Fireworks. I understand there is and has been discussion concerning whether we should stop selling fireworks during the Memorial Day weekend. As far as I know, this has not happened anywhere in Texas. I come from a family of men who have served our nation and honored. I want to call to mind a few of them. Gregorio Spots and Alamo, they all died for Texas. And we have members of our family now. My father served in World War II. When the war ended, in the Alamo, they shoot cannons for 13 days during their up to March the 6th. My father served World War II. When the war ended, and to honor the fallen, they celebrated with fireworks. In the article is in the Atlantic magazine. My brother served in the Vietnam War, and he served 20 years on the National Guard. My son was in Desert Storm and Desert Shield. My grandson-in-law is just completed pilot training in the Army. And I have, forgot to bring them, posters, because every time we keep a poster in our store, and when veterans come, they love to sign it, because it's for veterans. We want their signature to how they're, just so people can see it every time they come to our store. Which veterans veterans serve, because these were all like, and I bought some of my older ones, and some of the ones that have signed those have passed away. Here I am, after investing my capital in Limestone County, facing the possibility of loss of revenue. In site selection of my second store, the first requirement was to pick a county wanting industry in the new holidays. Memorial Day being the only national holiday of the three. Being aware of the personal property taxes and property taxes, this sales revenue is necessary to make the bottom line work. Losing 20% sales by being forced to give up 20% in our annual gross income. If this court does stop the sales of fireworks, Limestone County friendly business atmosphere will be permanently altered by this action. Therefore, it is my understanding that that we should celebrate the lives of those men and women who have given their lives so that we may be free, be free to live a full and happy life. We are sorry about the dead, but we celebrate that through the life of having freedom.
Thank you very much. Okay. Jason, you want to come up?
Yes, sir.
Tell us what we got. Just to let everyone know, this happened pretty sudden and there wasn't time to get it on the agenda, but, I'll allow.
Judge, thank you. May it please the court. Commissioners, I want you to know that I began working with your county judge several weeks ago on an issue that we believe was very timely at the time and is perhaps more timely today. The judge, at the time I touched base with him, I indicated that I would like to get him 3,000 masks that would be given by the Lowe's Foundation. Lowe's, as you know, is a large distributor. They're much like, and they're in Waco and other places. They're much like Home Depot, and they buy and sell and trade a lot of products. They count on consumers to buy their products, but they ran across and saw where they could receive a large amount of KN95 masks. These masks, which they are donating today, which I'm donating really throughout this congressional district, that we are doing as a result of Lowe's wanting to make sure that people in Texas are safe. What I'm doing today is making sure that this county has 5,000 masks. Judge, I originally said we'd give you 3,000, but as a result of us getting the entire group of some 50,000 masks that were given to us, we want to make sure that this county receives them. So that the commissioners know, I have great confidence that you will use these. I believe in local people making local decisions, knowing local needs best. I did talk to the judge and told him that my own personal viewpoint is using them for the benefit of people who were disabled. As you know, I have a disabled son, a Down syndrome son. We have seniors in senior centers. You have certainly jails and jail populations. And I trust that you will make the decision on how best to use these. But I want you to know that I have brought today, and he is available for your emergency coordinator, Dr. James Ferguson, a retired pediatrician from Waco, Texas, who understands not only the use of these masks, which are KN95, which means that it protects you and other people, but also how to clean them for reuse. They are made of, they are not the cloth type that just fit over your face. They can be reused. They are a beautiful way for Lowe's to make sure that this county, Limestone County, Texas, enjoys the benefits of protected citizens. And so, Judge, I want to thank you not only for responding immediately when I made the call to you, but for caring and your concern and your belief that your county could best make the decision of the distribution of every single one of these masks. It is not being done for any other reason other than Lowe's and I wanted to begin that development of a relationship where this county is safe during this important time. Sir, I'm open to any questions you may have.
Don't have a lot of questions. One thing I would like to do though, even though it's not the norm, is if you don't mind, I'd like to open those up and maybe see if Roxanne wants to do some kind of picture on that. I'd like to get the actual mask and other than just that cardboard box, if you don't mind.
Yes.
I don't have to tell it nicely.
Yeah, I tell you, I laid my farm grown knife at home this morning, not knowing if I had to do it.
Well, we've got an Allstate.
Yeah, there you go.
Box these out.
Yes, sir. Hey, one more. Oh, there it is. And,
So, here, Sandy. Sure, if you come around here.
Yes, sir.
We'll,
Please go on.
I would like to have
Yeah. You want both?
Thank you very much. We appreciate all you do for Limestone County.
You should expect more. Thank you.
Okay. Let's go ahead then and go to our item number 6, which is our consent agenda. I trust you had a chance to look at the consent agenda, and we do have some donations here. One of them is to the Best Fund, and one of them is from an anonymous person. I think I know that person, but anyway, it's $1,000 that I was able to give at the fairgrounds for the gates for those projects that we had going on. So anyway, with the consent agenda, there's any discussion on those items?
So what we accept consent agenda?
Okay. Second. Motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Let's go ahead.
Donate $1,000.
Yeah. Let's go for the, under the regular agenda, let's go ahead and go down to item number 10. And that's going to discuss and or take action on the fireworks removal of that. That's what the majority of y'all are here for, so let's just go ahead and take care of that first off. Let me just say that during the last week, 10 days, I've received many emails from you for both sides. And it's a tough decision. Both ways, I think it was a tough decision that we're having to make here. Almost to the point that being a veteran, I don't know that I ever really thought had any problem with it in the past. I do see where some of you would feel like it is a something that possibly the fallen soldiers, men and women, heard that last sound before they died. But on the same token, I know me personally, I have a hard time with the government getting too involved. My recommendation, and of course, there'll be a motion in a second and a vote here in a little bit, whichever way it goes. But my recommendation to those of you that are opposed to the sale is that you go straight to the firework vendors and ask them themselves, would you mind doing that? And so, if they will do that, then so be it. If not, then we do live in America, and that's one of the things that I think I personally have a hard time with. I did even come up with an idea of saying, well, why don't we try to compromise? In an effort to make everybody happy, I don't think anybody's going to be happy. The thing that I ask is that we possibly allow the sale of fireworks for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then on Monday, we ban it. We say, no, that's going to be a solemn day of quiet, solemn. And of course, that wasn't taken very well by either side. So that being the case, I wanted to say this is a very touchy subject that we have to deal with sometimes, and this is why we all signed up and hired on to do these jobs. And so that I'll open it up to the commissioners to see if there's any other discussion on this or any motions.
I'll make a motion that we allow fireworks to be sold on Memorial Day as set down by the state legislature.
Second. Okay, we do have a motion and a second to allow them to be sold. Is there any other discussion on this? We'll go ahead and I'm going to ask that each commissioner vote independently. Commissioner McCarver?
I'm gonna vote nay on that.
Okay. You made the second, but is that a yay? You're going to vote yay?
Yes, I'll vote yes.
We Commissioner Allen?
Nay.
Commissioner Forrest? Yay. So we're 2-2, and I will make the determining vote. And I must say that I'm going to have to vote yay in order of that motion to sell fireworks. So we appreciate the concern and y'all coming out, but this is just something that I think Limestone County is going to have to do. And we may look at putting it on the ballot. That's a great point. That would be great. Okay. Okay, that motion then will pass, and we will be able to sell fireworks on Memorial Day. Let's go ahead and go into item number 11, that is discuss and take action on the COVID-19 grant application resolution. I'm sorry, let's just start back at the top. I forgot that I mentioned. So let's go ahead and, accept the record, the monthly operation report. Let's go ahead and have the reports. I know that we had, Kim Ellis had a report here for you. Brian Squick could not make it. Is the sheriff available? Does he have a report? Okay. Okay. If he wants to give a report, we'd love to hear his report. Anybody else here to give a report to us? Sam, you got a report other than what's on the agenda?
No. He's still being charged.
Don't lose anybody in the war. Sheriff, you're up.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm fine. How are you? These are April stats. One that you, very much aware of is our TDC travel mile this month is 0. We made 0 trips to TDC. Our average, for the bookends was 44, and our releases was 50. Our average daily population was 112 inmates. We spent $770.11 in inmate transports. And 911, well, let me get up here. This morning, our jail count is 113. I have 91 males. I have 22 females. I have 21 Freestone County inmates. I have 11 inmates that are TDCJ paper ready. All the way from TDC to open up. My 911 calls this month was 2,595. Of that, 1,000 of those were 911 calls. And our non-911 calls was 1,595. We continue to guard the jail and try to keep that virus away from us. Thankful for the donation this morning. We're just charting water. Told the judge we've never been in before. So we're playing it by ear and trying to be safe in what we do. We're still restrictive on who we let in jail as far as putting in. And that will continue until I get notice from the jail commissioner or the governor's office that we're going to change the protocol that's being used across the state. As far as TDCJ, I had a conversation yesterday with a gentleman that I know with TDCJ Connection that targets I know. We're realistically hoping for June 1, but that's just a wishful date. They're still combating issues within the prison system themselves. So they're under a lot of stress as well, trying to manage their inmate population. The staff has been great, particularly the jail staff. We've had 0 days that I'm aware of missing from any kind of sickness due to any virus condition. We had a couple of scares with a couple of inmates, but fortunately they did not test positive. They were negative. They had other underlying health conditions that was the cause of their issue that we had to take them to the hospital for. I do have one female inmate that has a due date of July 2nd. She's ready to go. I have a car sitting in the parking lot with the engine running. So as soon as they say we're open to TDC, she'll be in the back seat on her way to quickly. We missed it maybe about a couple of days. She would be in the comfort of TDCJ, but hopefully we don't have to have any nursery adjustments in the jail. I'm praying that now for that not to happen. And that's my report, Judge.
Let me just say that something he left out in the report that I want to report to you, that I may have been told you, is that when the Heart of Texas Council of Government gave us a lot of food passed out throughout Limestone County, I was over there in Hill County and we had some trustees who were helping us load it because I was basically having to load it myself. And there was a lot of food. I called the sheriff and asked him if he could help. And without hesitation, he said yes, he would help. I'd like to say that he came over and lifted all those boxes himself, but that didn't happen. But we did have, he did make sure that Murray came over, and I appreciate Murray and some of the trustees coming over, and I don't think we could have done it without you, to be frank. So I do want to say thank you.
Thank you. We're here to work for our citizens and we support the court.
But anyway, I want to say thank you, and Murray, thank you. Anyway, anything else? Any other reports? If not, we'll entertain a motion to accept these reports. Motion and a second, any other discussion? Okay. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Okay, let's move, to item number 8, and that's going to be, a report from Commissioner Allen concerning the, safety, of the county.
We had just a verbal safety meeting with kind of each individual yesterday morning at the road and bridge. And the last safety meeting, we have had no accidents. Also, look, we accept the safety report.
Motion and a second, any other discussion on this item? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Okay, the, next item is the, possible action on enacting a county burn ban. I think we're still in good shape, Matt. Okay, we'll go ahead and pass that item with no action taken. Let's move down to item number 11 and discuss and or take action on the COVID-19 grant application resolution. This is a, this resolution, and I can read it real quick. It's a grant. It says, whereas Commissioners Court of Limestone County finds it in the best interest of the citizens of Limestone County that the COVID-19 Express grant be operated for the 2021 budget year, and whereas Commissioners Court of Limestone County agrees to provide applicable matching funds of the said project as required by the BGA grant application, and whereas Commissioners Court Limestone County agrees that in the event of loss or misuse of the Office of the Governor's funds, Commissioners Court of Limestone County assures that the funds will be returned to the Office of the Governor in full. And whereas the Commissioners Court of Limestone County designates Richard Duncan, Limestone County Judge, as the grantee's authorized official, that authorizes the official is given the power to apply for, accept, reject, or terminate the grant on behalf of the applicant agency. Now therefore be it resolved that the Commissioners Court of Limestone County approves the submission of the grant and application for the COVID-19 expenses to the Officer of the Governor, signed by Richard Duncan, passed this day. As y'all know, this is money that we can submit to try and get reimbursement for expenses we've had within the county based on the COVID-19 virus. So I know.
What kind of money are we talking about? Richard?
We don't-
Match.
We don't have that together just yet, do we?
I don't even see that.
No, it won't be that much if we do it at all. Murray, go ahead.
We've been working on that some, we've been going over stuff, just like you asked us your while back. Right now, it's looking like possibly up to about $17,000 plus additional cost. It's not apparent to have any cost to the county or no matching funds or anything like that right now.
Okay.
But our part is pretty much done. Waiting on no resolution and, log in and do that.
So the amount we would get in the grant would be 17,000.
That's what it's looking
With
like
no
right
matching
now.
funds, okay.
Right
How many funds?
So,
I'm gonna do it to make that.
Well, but
Is
even,
that based on expenses that we have?
right now.
We don't have any right now.
We have, when you factor in the has pay and different other things.
Even though that was some extra money that was already budgeted. But
well, we're gonna get our head about it, Tasha. If we can get money from the state to pay for those things, we certainly want to do it. And we'll put that money back in our coffers, the other money that we, so, to answer your question, any monies that we can use that the state's willing to give us for this, that we've had to spend because of it, is certain monies that we don't necessarily have to use from, we can certainly put that money back. Any other discussion on this item? Do y'all want to pass this, for the
I
grant?
saw that we accept the grant. Okay.
All right,
Second.
motion and a second, any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Next item is going to be, some budget transfers. We're getting to the point that, and I did meet with the sheriff, and we sat down and went over the budget to see where we were on different, areas. The first budget transfer is 461, and that's gonna be to cover extra, conference for jailers and purchase equipment. One of the things that's happening is that, the jailers are having to get some new testing, as I understand it. Dennis, do you want to visit about it, or you want to tell us more about it? Or Murray, would you like to tell us more about it? It's where the jailers, go ahead.
What's happening now is some of the Washingtons, they're having to enroll in the program within the first 90 days, within the first year. So instead of being able to spread out throughout the year, having to go back and do it all right at first. And then some of the additional trainings that were required in the last legislative updates. And so, the timing of it and the additional training.
There's one part of the course, Judge, is called out the physical skills test, that we can only do it once at our place. Then we have to go find a location where they teach that. And then that means those jailers have to be on the road and we have to put them up. It's a 40-hour course that's mandated that goes along with the license. So that's out of our hands. That's part of the license, or part of the testing part.
Okay. What they're asking is to decrease the food for jail expense by 5,000, raise the conference goes and dues 3, and the equipment 2, for a total of 5,000. So what's the pleasure of the court on this?
I make a motion that we transfer the judge.
So we do have a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion on the side? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? That motion passed. Next item that we have is also from the sheriff's office. And this is to cover expense in this deficit line items. Primarily, this is the investigative fund. One of the things when I looked at the budget for the previous years, I noticed that we weren't spending that much money each year, so I cut it back some. One thing I did not realize is that every other year, there's some technical stuff that they're having to submit to, and so they're gonna be around $2,000 short this year. They're asking that the 2,000 come out of reserve contingencies and be put into the investigative fund.
So moved.
Motion and a second, any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That one. Last one is, Sam will tell you it's the most important one. Right, it is gonna be budget transfer 463. Sam, if you wanna go ahead and tell us what you're asking for here.
Yeah, we had 3 items that is causing us to really dig into our budget. The first one we expected was the sewage grinder. It's been in place for 9 years now, and it needed new blades and bearings. And just the cost of the parts was about $6,000. We expected to rebuild it this year, and that was fine, but shortly after that, the Johnson Control interface that controls the HVAC and the fire alarm system kind of lost its program. We had to have them come out and reset that. That was about $3,000. We're not out of the woods completely on that one yet. I'm hoping this will get us to the end of the year, and we'll have about another $3,000 to put into that system to bring it up to date. And then the number 2 generator, that 450 kW generator, has a bad fuel actuator on it that we had to get them to come out and troubleshoot, find it. It was intermittent, find it, and get it repaired. That was about another $2,000. So we had about $11,000 hit us at one time. Everything is still covered under the budget we have now. We're not gonna overdraw, but it leaves us short going into the summer. So I thought it'd be prudent to put $15,000 into that account so that I could beat the rush up here if and when we need it.
Sam's asking that we decrease the one line, the repair and maintenance, 15,000, and add it to the repair and maintenance building line item, $15,000. What's the pleasure of the board?
So,
We do have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? That motion will pass, and we'll go to item number 15, and that's going to be discussed and take action on the purchase for AED batteries at the sheriff's office. These batteries are quite expensive. But I'll allow Murray, if you want to tell us exactly what these batteries are used for.
Just what they are, they're for the automatic defibrillators that we have in the jail in the front office, in case there's a cardiac emergency or something. You can shock an individual until the EMS can arrive. And the batteries are out of date and no longer hold charge. We have three of those units, holding $400 battery or somewhere right around there.
Judge, and also, and we've had those for a number of years, we got that under a grant, so it didn't cost the county anything for us to get the equipment in there. We feel like it's a positive piece of equipment, particularly in the jail for our staff, available to our staff. We don't want anybody to have a heart attack up here with that one.
Okay. That being said, what's the pleasure of the board?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to buy these AED batteries.
What line?
Come up, continue.
We can do that. Is there any other discussion on this item? If not, all in favor say aye. Item number 16 is adjourned.
So moved.
We have a motion and a second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
I never heard the Bluetooth. Sir? I never heard the
Bluetooth speaker.
Bluetooth.
I don't know.
I don't think it's on. I know.
Is this what you're talking about right here?
Yeah.
No, that's something that,
We kind of got a speaker, I'm gonna be able to.
no, that's just something Matt had in here.
Thank you.